Hello, everyone. I'm Tabitha Ngozi, Director of Leadership Execution at the World Leaders Foundation. And we welcome you to the Voice of Change, a signature global podcast by the World Leaders Foundation. Today, we are here to celebrate World Environment Day, a moment to reflect and inspire global change. And to mark the special occasion, we have an amazing guest speaker joining us today. Please help me welcome Dr. Meera Asmi. Let's have today and dive right into today's powerful conversation. Good afternoon from Nigeria here, and I know
Good
it's evening
afternoon.
in India.
Yes.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you so
All
much. It's
right,
been a pleasure and a privilege to be here in this forum. Thank you so much.
thank you, thank you. The honor is ours. Okay, we'll be starting briefly, but before I invite you, let me quickly introduce what Leaders Foundation. Okay, so welcome to the Global Voice of Change, and it's an initiative formed by the World Leaders Foundation. And World Leaders Foundation is an online community that are dedicated in cultivating visionary leaders committed to making the world a better place for us. Founded by our own beautiful Momita Chakraborty, WLF stands at the forefront of leadership development, offering transformative initiatives and strategic opportunities. So without wasting much of our time, I want you to also help me welcome Dr. Meera Asmi. Yes, she is a visionary leader, an environmental advocate. She has been serving as an honorary chairman of Regrowth Forest Foundation with over 22 years of experience. Wow. Across government, she's also nonprofit, education, and corporate sectors. She is committed to sustainable resource management, community empowerment. She's also a prolific writer. I love writing as well, but I don't think I can write like you because you're also a ghostwriter as well. Wow. She also has helped others to bring their literary aspirations to life. Dr. Meera has held an impressive academic background, including studies at the Indian Institute of Management, Kolkata, and also an MBA from the University of Kerala, specializing in human resource management, marketing, and innovation. Wow. She also has co-founded Carbon Zero Day, a revolutionary carbon footprint calculated in to aim promoting sustainability. Her dedication to environmental conservation and social change has earned her prestigious awards, including the International Social Innovator Award and the Ravage Samaj Award, a true change maker. She continues to inspire meaningful actions to better her future. On a serious matter, ma'am, I'm so honored to welcome you to the Global Voice of Change, and I'm so happy to have you with us. Thank you very much for coming to this podcast program. So
Thank you
please
so
help me
much.
welcome Dr. Yes, Dr. Asimi. Before we start, I just want to give us a little idea of a significance of the World Environmental Day because we are celebrating the World Environmental Day, and which is happening on the 5th of June. And I want you to give us a little significance, an overview focus on the Environmental Day, an urgency of restoration and collaborative actions, and all that has to do with Environmental Day before we step into. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your warm welcome and thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity to be a speaker in this forum. And yes, it's going to be the World Environmental Day. And this year's theme is ending plastic pollution, which is a major issue that is currently faced by the planet. So, a quick introduction about the Forest Foundation. Ours is an environmental NGO. We are working here in India, and we are based in the Godson country, Kerala, which is completely abundant with a lot of natural resources and like blessed with sea, rivers, plants everywhere green, but still we are facing a lot of climate change issues and everything at the moment. So this is a very young NGO that has been formulated just 5 years back, but it's like a women forum that we have created. But we have been working in this field for more than 3 decades, but we have formed as a registered entity and started working, collaborating with the government since last 5 years. So that is what we do. And when I talk about environmental day, it's not what we feel, what we understand, or our core philosophy is that it's not just our day. It is something that has to be taken care of 24 by 7, 365 days, because that is very critical. We only have a planet to live on. We don't have a planet B. This is our home, and we have to keep it safe, neat, green, and like livable for everyone. So that is something like a core philosophy that we follow here. So we believe in creating ecosystems. So when we talk about creating urban forestry initiatives, what we do is that we come up with fruit forests. Like we give more importance to creating fruit forests. Miyawaki is something that it is very popular here in India. That's a Japanese technique where like we get to have uh, plants growing together thicker and they grow up in another 20, 30 years. It's a dense area. The area becomes a dense forest in 20 to 30 years. But what we feel is that we need to come up with something more adaptable to the planet. So that's the reason why we give more importance to creating fruit forests, food bearing forests, and that too we give more importance to native saplings, so that like it gets adapted and the casualties are very less when we plant it. So why fruit forest? It's because we are trying to create an ecosystem. Ecosystem in the sense, like when we create a fruit forest, like the plants they grow up bearing fruits, and these fruits are being it's for everyone, not just a human. It's for birds, it's for butterflies, it's for bees. Like rodents, everyone will have the share. So that's the importance of like coming up with a food forest. So basically, we are trying to create an ecosystem where every living organism can excel and live in harmony because everyone will get their share. That is one thing that we are very keen into. But our activities are not limited to planting rice. Our activities are much bigger than that. We go for clean shorelines because marine littering is a very very major issue that is currently faced. Because we need to understand that not just plants give us oxygen. Almost 80% of oxygen comes from the marine environment, from the oceans, from the algae. So preserving the marine environment is equally important. So we need to preserve that as well. So that is the reason why we probably work together to clean the shorelines to ensure that the marine littering is like reduced. So that we do it continuously, and we do it here in the beaches in Kerala, especially in the capital city of Trivandrum, and we follow the blue flag certification protocol so that the beaches are getting at par with the international standards with respect to preservation of the marine environment. So that is another thing we do.
Mm.
And one main problem that is even the worst problem that we are currently facing is the plastic pollution. So that's a major issue that we are all facing at the moment. So we have a integrated waste management system that has been developed by our research wing, and we work together with the government in this regard, and we are actually coming up with a platform. We are coming up with an app so that like the end users can get themselves registered in the app, and there will be an integrated waste management system segregated and clearly taken care of. So all the waste will be segregated, and the plastics and bottles, plastic papers, they get converted to something usable. And we have factories over here in India which can convert this plastic into building blocks which can be used for creating buildings. So that is, like it is getting converted. We cannot destroy plastic because it is by non-degradable. So what we can do is that we can reuse it and come up with a different product altogether, which goes into a new life. And then, like it has to go on like that because we cannot dissolve a plastic or something like that. So that is getting converted into another form. It's getting used as a building material for construction purpose, and it gets converted to petals. Like some way or other, it gets converted to another form, which they can use it again. The
Mhm.
used plastic. The plastic gets used and it is being used for something else, something more productive. That is one thing that we do. And along with that, we also have a system where we collect the e-waste because that is another electronic waste because like in if you see a corporate company they'll be using computers or laptops and in 5 years it becomes obsolete and they have to be replaced by new versions. So what happens to this because this is going to the bin and there also we have come up in India we have companies which collect e-waste and they convert it to something usable. So these are some things that we coordinate all throughout the country so that even the clothes in India we wear the 5 yard long clothes that's a sari. So this sari we actually reconvert it to sari bags. It's a sustainable bags, so it is like like you're converting one thing into a completely different usable thing which can be used multiple times, like multiple new users can use it. So that
Mhm.
is one thing that we are very keen and we have been practicing this all throughout the country. And ours is like like a movement, a very revolutionary movement because how we work is very interesting because we form chapters in each and every area, and we have members, voluntary members who join us, the chapter members, and each area, these members will be taking care of all these activities. So it is a coordinated effort of volunteers, of the government, like all other departments. It's a coordinated
Mhm.
effort, and that is how we actually do a lot of activities. So it is like a chain reaction. So every activity, like whatever is the pressing issue at the moment, we have a remedy or a solution that can actually address to it. So that is how we work here. So like we started as a with a core philosophy of protecting the greenery, protecting the planet. But we are very happy that we are indulged into a lot many diverse activities like
Wow,
marine.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But actually, I will have a few questions before we actually conclude today because we just have a few times left. Okay, just the question I want to ask quickly is, you just have maybe 3 minutes to answer. What is the most urgent environmental issue that we have today, and does it demand an immediate action?
See, as the theme for this year is plastic pollution, reducing plastic pollution. The only way to that is a very key issue at the moment, and we have to address it very seriously because like the littering, even the marine littering, the land littering, everything is happening. Everything is getting just filled up because of the plastics that is being used. The only problem because they are not getting reused, so it gets dumped in and it is littering the entire planet. Even like the microplastics, it is even like the even the small child, even at the time of birth, they have to
Yeah,
face the
sure.
problem of microplastics. So it's a major issue, and
Yeah.
I think that it's the most crucial thing that we are facing at the moment, and we have solutions, but the only thing is that it has to happen at an individual level. It is not like
Yeah.
people just feel that okay, there is some kind of an organization or the government is going to come up with something. Yes, the government will have their own mechanism, but at the same time, like at the individual level, we need to come up with
Okay.
like a very responsible. We have to take responsibility of our,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. So
Of
you can
course.
actually substitute, your usable things. You can just ignore using plastics. You can go to something new. Like here in India, what we do is that we have this. We have these utensils and other things made of clay, mud pots, mud
Yeah,
plates. So that is something, like very sustainable and actually good for
yeah.
health as well. So it is something like a brown revolution where, like, from the plastics, we're moving on to the mud,
Mm-hmm.
and we're coming up with the clay pots or something like that, which is actually good for your health. It is going to, become more sustainable, and it is going to help the planet as well. So we have the solutions, but the solutions will have to start from the individual level. Every person will
Yeah,
have to take responsibility and make sure that they don't litter the surroundings. They
definitely. Yeah.
have some kind of a use with the plastics. Once they have a plastic in hand, we have to come up with something that is going to, like a,
Mm-hmm.
reusability of plastics. Maybe, like
Mm-hmm.
a pen can
Thank
turn into a
you.
seed pen at some point of time after the refill is gone. And maybe a plastic bottle, it can be converted to something that is, going to hold a plant in your indoor plant. Like it's something of, we have a lot of indoor plants being planted in plastic bottles. So these
Yes,
are the
thank you.
creative ideas, and this is actually going to, the reusability is there. At the same time, it can be have an aesthetic value as well. So there are certain things that you can do, but it has to happen from an individual level. So that is what I
All right.
really feel is a pressing issue, but we have solution to it.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Mira. Before we quickly conclude, I want you to maybe we have a directorate in the World Leaders Foundation on the name of the directorate is Environmental Impact Assessment. Do you think individuals should actually join WLF to lead these environmental impacts so as to, create a sustainable environment for us?
The thing is that, like, individuals should have their awareness. So these organizations will definitely be of a great help, because people doesn't know whom to resort to, because they need to understand what is happening around them. They need to get
Mhm.
awareness about it. And these organizations like World Leader Foundation, they're doing an incredible job, because, like, they are actually introducing these things among the public to make people think about it, and this will initiate actions at the individual level. So I definitely believe that the organizations like this will have a definitely a very big impact in the public, and every individual should be aware of it. So there should be some mechanism through which every individual becomes part of these organizations, so that they also understand their responsibility, what exactly they can do, what is their individual capacity of doing things, what is the collective capacity of doing things. So these things become much more, like, open, and people can discuss, and it brings
Mhm.
up a revolutionary change. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, sure, definitely. Thank you very much, Dr. Mira. On a conclusion level, what would be an advice? I believe that change comes from us. If as much we're waiting for the government to do the important things for the society, I think we should also be start by ourselves, First of all, we should start keeping our own environment. So what do you think you have advice out there for individuals, not just the bodies and system or government right now? We in humans, we individuals, what advice do you have, especially for the young people, for them to create a sustainable environment? Yeah.
Okay, so every individual, the youngster, the newborns, everyone must understand one thing, that this planet is
Mhm,
not just for the humans. It belongs to
mhm,
animals, it belongs to plants, it belongs to insects, it belongs to bees, it belongs to fish. Everyone has equal right in this planet. And
mhm,
like, I mean, every other living creature in the planet, humans are the only people, like, who are actually taking a lot of resources, and they are not bothered whether it can be replenished or not. They just keep using the resources. We just think that, okay, everything is just for us, and we are very selfish, and we take over everything. So that's the reason, that's the core reason why the natural resources are getting dried up. So it is the individuals to understand that the planet belongs to everyone. Everyone will have to have their share only, and they have to make sure that they preserve it for the future generations, for other living beings on the planet, and we have to live in harmony because all the resources are for everyone. So it is our responsibility as an individual or as a newborn. What we have to tell them is that, okay, this is what we have, and this is of equal share to everyone around us, including animals, everything. So we have to have our share and make sure that we replenish it for the other people or other living creatures as well. So there is something like 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 a give and take. If you're taking a resource from the environment, it is our responsibility to give it back to the environment as well. Keeping our premises clean, keeping our environment clean, because fresh air is the richest blessing. Fresh water, like drinking water is something like it's much more worthier than gold or diamond or anything, because these are precious. You cannot have it because these are things that is getting dried up very soon and you cannot replenish it. So we have to and make everyone, every youngster, every newborn understand the essence of the resources we have around us, the need to preserve it and how to take care of it, what is the give and take policy that we have to follow, how to engage with our other living creatures on the planet, because the planet belongs to everyone. So this is a core message that we have to make everyone aware of. Once every individual understands this core philosophy, then the world becomes a very harmonious place to live in.
Exactly. Thank you, Mira. One thing I learned from what you said is that the planet belongs to everyone. So humans don't need to be actually selfish. And when we get to understand this, we made that we can also make the world a better place, just as the World Leaders Foundation is trying to make the world a better place by creating this advocacy and also creating this beautiful workshop, learning from experts, So it is something that we should emulate. Thank you, Mira. It's very enlightening. And I love the way you're so articulating all that you just said right now. And I believe our listeners and people that will listen to you will emulate and do just that. So thank you for coming to this beautiful podcast. And I hope to see you next time. And again, I tell you, you're awesome. You're really
Thank you so much,
awesome.
and you're
Thank
awesome
you.
too. So
Thank you.
thank you, pleasure
Thank you
meeting
very
you.
much.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you, sir, so much.
Yes, you too. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.